So let's rewind. We first met Riri Williams in Wakanda Forever, an MIT prodigy, vibranium detector builder, and somehow smart enough to slap together a full-on Iron Man suit in Wakanda. She literally gets flown to Wakanda, joins their war effort, goes toe-to-toe with Namor's army, and then boom, her Mark I suit gets confiscated by Shuri. Pretty much thanks for your help, hand that over. Fast forward to Ironheart and Riri is back in MIT, still brilliant, still stubborn, clearly still salty about losing her first suit. She's now built Mark II. And how does it open? Well, I'm not going to get too heavy into spoilers in this video. I'll just spoil the opening of the first episode if you like, and then you can choose whether or not you want to watch it. She gets booted out of MIT, and wait for it, it's for selling her tech projects like some back alley Tony Stark, which is exactly the kind of behaviour that nearly got her killed by a sea demigod, kicked off a war between two of the most powerful kingdoms in the MCU. You'd think she'd be a bit more cautious, being a genius and all. She's out there making bad decisions like it's a sport. Now don't get me wrong, I actually like the idea of Riri if it was executed properly. She wants to improve emergency response times, which is pretty cool. It's tied to some past trauma, and then she turns around and starts acting like a GTA Online character. She steals a flag from a guy on a train, just takes it off him while he's sleeping to hide her suit, and she's out there flying a one-of-a-kind Iron Man suit. Technically isn't hers. MIT knows about it, so does the government, S.H.I.E.L.D., whoever. Someone's bound to be watching, and no one's coming to her door. I know this is an MCU show, but where's the logic? You're telling me a super genius couldn't figure out maybe I should hide the billion-dollar weapon tech? Anyway, it's a constant tug of war between what the show says she is and what she actually does. It's a bit jarring. Now, there is a lot of background hints towards maybe what's going to happen later on in the show, possibly, but if you've caught them in the trailers, there's some things like posters of Faust. Now, if you don't know who Faust is, he was the dude who essentially sold his soul to the devil for knowledge and power, and it ruined him. So we're planting some seeds there that there's maybe some sort of devilish arc coming later on. And now we get onto a character that I've mentioned in previous videos that I believe is going to be set up as a stepping stone for her to seem smarter, and I wasn't wrong. So this guy comes in and he is essentially just the white male punching bag. He's awkward, weirdly passive, barely gets a word in when a white Karen lets her dog shit on his yard. He's an emasculated mess, lets himself be blackmailed, cries, and just kind of comes off as a bit pathetic. I think there's more to him later on though, that we'll see. I'll go into that in a video tomorrow if I manage to get that out in time, and subscribe if you want to see that, but that's going to be a spoiler review. The way he's introduced, not exactly subtle, it's like they're trying to neuter the guy before he opens his mouth. So finally, let's look at their release strategy. I'm not sure why they delayed the release of this for so long and then just dump it all in 2 weeks. This studio used to build hype like it was printing money, and now where's the confidence gone? Where's the fanfare? It feels less like a premiere and more like a very quiet apology, and it screams damage control. I wouldn't be surprised if the real reason for this blitz drop is buried in episodes 5 or 6. Maybe there's a massive tonal shift, a cameo that they regret, or a plot twist so bizarre they don't want fans sitting with it too long to form actual opinions. And that's a shame, because underneath the sloppy pacing and logic gaps, there is potential. I actually find the show a bit interesting. Riri's an interesting character, and I like the way that it's getting a bit dark. It's quite interesting. But right now you kind of need to turn your brain off, which Riri seems to be doing quite often as well, based on her choices. Now, if I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad show, although it's been sort of hyped up to be atrocious. It's entertaining. It's not the worst Marvel show that's out there. I'd definitely give it a chance. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for the spoiler review where we unpack what's going on with the side characters and what's happening in episodes 1 to 3. Until then, cheerio.